2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday the 16th of August and it's National Roller Coaster Day. And a big happy birthday to Madonna, David Dickinson, Taika Waititi and Steve Carell. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer's back from holidays and immediately hit out at critics of his summer getaway, saying he won't apologise for going away. Fresh from his Mallorca jaunt and sporting a tan, he set out the new Labour promise that families wouldn't pay a penny more on energy bills this winter if he were in power, after unveiling a £29 billion plan. Under the proposals, Labour would freeze the energy price cap at £1,971 for 6 months this winter, saving households £1,000. Speaking to the BBC, the Labour leader promised to cut the problem at the source and stop price increases.
We're on the side of families who are really struggling, and we would have that windfall tax and we would make sure these energy price increases do not go ahead in the autumn.
But Paul Johnson from the Institute for Fiscal Studies isn't convinced. He suggested Labour's proposal provides big subsidies to lots of people who don't need it. Speaking to the BBC, he laid out the scale of the plan.
Well, it's a very big and very expensive plan, which the Labour Party themselves say would cost £30 billion over 6 months, and it would clearly be needed for quite a lot more than 6 months. So we're looking at the same scale of support as we had through the furlough scheme through COVID.
And former Northern Ireland Secretary and Team Liz member Brandon Lewis also wasn't that impressed.
It's overarchingly a poor policy. It doesn't resolve the issues of our economy. It potentially creates bigger inflation and debt problems in the future.
1 year's passed since the Taliban entered Kabul unchallenged and took control of Afghanistan, transforming the lives of millions of people. A national holiday's been declared there and Taliban fighters have been parading the streets as they mark the anniversary. But the women and girls of the Middle Eastern nation don't have anything to celebrate. Former interpreter to the British Army Ghani Jabakil has described what the situation's like now in Afghanistan under the Taliban rule.
Right now, my nephew, who is 4 years old, she went to school and the teachers told her not to come again to school because Taliban banned their schools. He is only 4 years old.
And Lord Dannatt says Home Secretary Priti Patel has nothing to be proud of. The former Chief of the General Staff expressed his disappointment in what he called the unnecessary withdrawal from Afghanistan.
We went there to help the Afghan people, and now we're just actually watching them suffer. I think it's outrageous, and I think Priti Patel and other members of the government should take no pride in what is happening there.
With 24 million people now in need of humanitarian aid, former UN Deputy Envoy Michael Keating made a plea to the West to work with the Taliban.
The important thing is to recognise that whether we like it or not, the Taliban are a reality, and to continue to try and find ways to engage with them to make sure that the population doesn't yet once again suffer terribly.
The UK has become the first country to approve an updated COVID jab. The dual vaccine tackles both the original COVID virus and the newer Omicron variant. As we head into autumn, focus is turning once again to coronavirus and the booster programme. Darius Hughes, the general manager at Moderna UK, outlines how the new jab can protect us from the virus.
It's a very busy virus. It's been mutating since its inception. And what this vaccine helps to do is it gives us another piece of armoury, really, another tool in the box so that we can go after it and make sure that we're protecting the British public over this autumn and winter when they get their boosters against the ever-evolving production and the ever-evolving virus.
Donald Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, is now officially a target of the Georgia investigation into the 2022 election that could see him charged with offences, as he's due to testify next week. It wasn't a great Monday for the Donald, as he claimed the FBI took his passports during the Mar-a-Lago raid, and his former national security advisor rejected the ex-president's claims that the documents sought by the FBI at his Florida home were declassified. It comes as Donald continues to stir up his MAGA fanatics with warnings that the US is in a very dangerous position. Trump's former national security advisor John Bolton rubbished the declassification claims, saying it's almost certainly a lie.
When I became national security advisor, nobody briefed me or informed me that this policy or order was in effect. I was never aware of anything even remotely approximating that policy, and I haven't heard anything of it since I left.
Still to come on the Smart 7, a tight game for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, and Prince Harry's crown jewels make headlines.
Right after this. Welcome back.
Monday Night Football's back on with Liverpool taking on Crystal Palace. After a day in which Thomas Tuchel and Antonio Conte's bizarre thumb war style handshake went viral, it was back to actual football. Well, after Darwin Núñez marked his first game with Liverpool with a red card and a 3-match ban after headbutting Crystal Palace defender Joachim Andersen, that is. With a 32-minute goal from Palace's Zaha, Liverpool looked in trouble at the start of the second half, and only a superb goal from Luis Diaz saved Klopp's men from even bigger headaches. James Milner spoke after the game.
I thought we started pretty well, and then, lost away a bit in the middle, and they've obviously got quality. They're always going to cause you problems on the break, which we could have defended better, and we had chances really that we didn't take.
Adele's back in the spotlight on the cover of September's Elle magazine. She's revealed that the key to a good breakup is leaving things on a positive note. The singer's been getting candid and letting fans in on the meaning behind one of her songs. Adele, who was formerly married to Simon Konecki and is now loved up with sports agent Rich Hall, took to Instagram to reflect on her 2015 hit All I Ask from the album 25.
That whole closure thing that some people need, which I've never really actually needed, but you want to go out on a good note. You want to go out of a good memory and not an argument and not a fight. So it's absolutely about having sex and then never seeing each other again. Woo! I've actually never done that. Oh, that's what I say.
Prince Harry's making headlines again, but it's not what you would expect, and his grandmother may not approve. It's all about the prince's crown jewels, after Harry's underwear from his infamous Vegas party night was flogged to a strip club owner for an eye-watering sum. Presumably the club's on skid, Mark Rowe. The bidding opened on the 10-year anniversary of Harry's wild night in Vegas, and here's how it went down.
We're going to build a shrine, a club, and display them for everybody to see.
Great. So, what is your bid?
My bid's $250,000.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.